Hey guys, RunBuck with RunBuck on Games. Got another war recap for you. This time taking a look at a matchup still overseas with this time Iraq. Last war was with France. The monsters of Iraq specifically. As you can see here, we won 69-53. So again, it was a little bit of a mismatch. The next recap's going to be an arranged war. Am I right? Yes. With Shajana. So we'll be able to share that out next. But this one was with Iraq, and as always, had a few good attacks we want to share. I guess let's just get to it. And maybe first start out with Darth Carlos had a really nice 3-star pure Town Hall 10 attack. It ends up being a bowler attack, but with the level 2 bowlers, so somewhat interesting in that regard. But it does have the same structure as what you'd see with the Town Hall 11, in that you've got your 2 healer bowler flanking units that start out first with 2 to 3 healers per, and then he adds a golem for the mid since he doesn't have a tome to protect him. Yeah, I guess, or among other things, he adds a golem to take up some of the damage, and then follows that with bowlers. So that allows him to really drive in just off one jump. Or is there 2? No, there's just 1. So 1 jump and then 2 poisons, and then the spell usage was pretty typical to what you'd see with the bowler push of that type, kind of the bowler charge. And it worked out really well. And I guess, you know, as you look at the base and try to say, well, what enabled it, you can tell that this base is the layout that most bowler type attacks like this are done against. So that I guess you call it a bowler flanks, bowler charge, or some other variant of that. In that I'm trying to find my pen because I don't like this fat white. Let's go ahead and play it one more time. I'll mark up what I'm talking about. Right here. So it's got that same dragon flower. I call it the 4 box. You know, so it's got 4 primary boxes in effect that you push against. Right there. So those 4. And you can pick which one you're going to go at, but typically at Town 11 in that same format, it's just some flanking action and then a drive. What they did give him, I mean, when you see that single, that's going to help you. Interesting that he chose to even still, you know, some might have backed off of the golem with that. I mean, let's check the range. So yeah, it's going to engage it pretty early, but I guess in his mind, it'll hold back. The CC wouldn't have triggered probably before he started his charge. So he went with the golem to kind of soak up the CC in case it was like mass minions or some other type of death that really messes with bowler pushes. Because you don't really, I mean, because the golem probably would be dead before. And he does have a lot of DPS. Let's count the DPS that would be in range of his bowlers pushing. If the bowlers were in this type of position, he's got 1, no, 2, CC is on 3, 4, 5. So it is kind of a defensive arc. So his trying to mitigate that arc of defenses. 5, whenever you got 5 on anything, it can really like smack down a golem or royals pretty quickly. So some type of strategy needs to be put in play to deal with it or get away from it. But a good attack by Carlos for 3. The next one we want to look at was Batman on 7. This is a Town Hall 9 peer attack. The comments here were, wow, what an edge snipe. So I'm assuming we're going to see some beautiful edge sniping. Oh yeah, that's right. So he starts out with just taking some free buildings, some archers in some cases, minions in others. So basically just clearing some of the outside clutter, because this guy does have an unusual, you know, it's clear he wants to keep you away from the walls. So he's trying to prey on those that are impatient. And then he moves right into a queen charge. Now looking at it, you know, so you can tell that he's thinking Valk. So he's going to be creating a finger of some type. Clearly he's going to have this set up pretty good. He's already kind of created this. And so there's his finger. And notice how he let those Valks kind of move in together to help create the final finger, which is right there, and then drive through. And he keeps his... oh, he does. It ends up getting. He picked up some of the CC Valks or CC pups, which he probably did not want to do. And you can see what kind of damage they're doing to their guys. But luckily, his healers on this side were able to pick up those final Valks, and then a lone wizard came over to get him off of him. What was he got left there? Like 4. So there was some risk there. He might have, I guess, could he have waited? We'll just have to look at the time to see. Could he have waited a little longer to let the queen really hold the pups in place and take it out? It'd be interesting. We'll go back and spin that through real fast. No, he had no time left. So his timing was, because it's pretty long, and it's when you look at the opening, he's down to 230, 240, still hasn't gone. Really, his main force still hasn't gone. He's still in the prep phase, still has the prep phase, down to 2 minutes. So anytime you're down to 2 minutes at this point, you know it's going to be tight in terms of getting everything done, because most of his units aren't on the field, and he's trying to do a healer play. So he had to go. At 1:49, he had to go, and basically he had 1 second left. So yeah, so he couldn't really wait, and that's why he was forced to have some of his Valks drag away from the queen, or else she would have been able to take it out. Or he could have, one tweak he could have done is he probably knew that they were going to, well, it's hard to say if he would know. That would require some real-time analysis of like being, oh, dude, my Valk's coming this way, all these things are going on. But either way, good attack, especially with the patience on the queen side, and noticing that depth of a table cut could be created, which then created this really nice finger that he could get free sniping off of, and then just a jump lets it swing right in and through. So really nice attack in that regard. Lastly, but not least, we've got Pause on 21, the man that loves the music I play in our streams. And we are going to be streaming, I think, more often now on our war, the first day, the first hours, analyzing bases, trying to decide what the best attack type is. So if that amuses you, stay tuned. I think I'm going to try it on YouTube now to stream there. So if you're a subscriber, you will get a notice, I think, of, hey, RunBuck is streaming blah, blah, blah. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely do so, because that'll help you be aware of that if you like that kind of stuff. All right, Pause. What do you got? Great funnel equals rage force multiplier. This is the comments that we had off this. So let's take a look. It's this typical HeGi. He got good value off the baby dragon to start. Look, she's still up. Helps out with the nicking up the loons. So I guess, yeah, I would agree. And really, I would think it's not so much what he did to create the funnel outside of the baby drag, but rather recognizing that the base kind of gave him that. Anytime you can see these two, this gapping, look at that gap, and there's only one building to take out, and you got the camp here. You're really getting a free funnel to here. They're giving that to you. So recognizing and saying that's going to be the attack vector was the right call. So now he's pummeling in, and you can just kind of chain his rages, which is what they were talking about in terms of rage multiplier. And look at the reach that he gets with his bowlers from the core there as they threw around and just basically cleared this whole circle and then allowed a Circle C type movement for his hogs. The Circle C. Classic name. Well done. And only hit two of the big bombs. I wonder where the other giant bomb was. So who shall be the bonus round? Everybody loves Woo. They were like loving Woo up. So seems like people like these air attacks he does. See if I can dig one up. Trying to dig one up here. There's one. Woo boy on 12. All right, let's do it on Woo boy on 9. This one I haven't watched. And sure enough, it looks like it's his usual 4Q nonsense. Goes a little wider with his 4Q to the outside wall. He usually breaks in and then does it deeper. But as you can see, give him access to the 2 ADs, the CC, the Queen, and the one air sweeper was pointed off in this direction. So we'll go back and we'll kind of look at the base real quick to kind of see what did Wu see to be like, this is a good air base for him to do his favorite type of attack on. Really, I don't even think he was pressured on that at all. That was really a roll considering it level 9. Are they number 9? Although that doesn't mean much, right? Hang on a second. Let's take a look at the base again. Yeah, he had 30 seconds left. But yeah, so when he saw this, you know, the radius of the EQ I think is 7, or diameter is 7. So the fact that he knew that he could break this wall and break the outside wall, he knew that he could get both these. Plus this sweeper would probably go down. This other sweeper's offline. It'll mess with his attack, but then the queen's range, so when they settle in on this AD, she's going to pop over because of this gapping. So he knows that he can reach the queen. So we got that. We got the king out, although that's not really an issue except for pups. So we really didn't need that. We got one other, that down, got that down. This will have to work for, where's the other expos? So he didn't get to the other expos, and they're both up. So let's take a look at it again and see. 2 golem, 4Q, wizard cuts. Oh, there's what it is. He's the bowlers in. So the bowlers did a lot more work for him, I suspect. There's one hitting the town hall. King's into the other box. 2 are still up on the other side. Still chucking. Queen's taking the other side. Takes out the expo. So really what I think he saw there is that if you recall, the expos were here and here, and their range would be basically if they were still active. Whoops. If they were still active, their range would imply that when that king suicide team came into mid, I don't know if the bowlers really, I was looking for the bowlers to do more than they did, but I think the real value he got was the golems came in. The bowlers may have created, you know, their value was reducing pressure, but look at the radius on the expos. So as he enters here with his main group, both expos are tied up, which really allows him to then kind of sweep and drive across. So he gets the distract. Because if you have expos up and you can't get that distract from the main team, those expos really can do a lot of damage. So I think that was key. Plus he got the queen tied up early too. So those 3 things I think really is something he was probably looking at. All right, so that's it for that war. Hope it helps. Like I said, next replay or recap will be an arranged war with Sajana, and we'll just move on from there. Hope it helps, guys. Talk to you later. Good luck in your wars.
What am I gonna do? My clan sucks. Hey, it's JTJ.
I think that's an all-out attack.
No, it's the legendary JTJU. JTJU. What? I like Redhorn. You and this army. Download Clash of Clans for free. Then subscribe to JTJU and win.